Hello all, this is my January report. I had it in mind to write a blog post each month of this year, but I've decided that if I make them into short videos instead, then you'll all get to see me and hear me. At this point, only 6 months into my retirement, I find that there are many of you that I miss seeing as often as I used to. I figured the least I could do was show my face. The key message in this update on my current state of being is that I remain well and that I remain happy. Retirement is wonderful, especially the bit where I don't need to get up at the crack of dawn anymore and go out driving through the weather. I am not naturally an early riser, and the freedom to lie under a duvet has been much appreciated. In addition to being well myself, I'm happy to report that my immediate family are also fine. January brings its share of coughs and colds, but we are all as well as can be expected. Simone has not yet got sick of having me constantly underfoot. Our kids and grandkids all seem to be coping with life's ups and downs. Special shout out at this point to new baby grandson Adrian, who is about 6 months old now and cute as all heck. The book that I've been reading this month is Hunting Party, which is a lovely piece of space opera science fiction by Elizabeth Moon. It's about an ex-military spaceship captain who is having to adjust to civilian life as captain of an aristocrat's private yacht. It's the first of a series called The Cyrano Legacy, which Simone read when they first came out back in the 80s, but which I've never read before. Elizabeth Moon is an ex-Marine lieutenant herself, which gives a nice perspective on her main protagonist without setting the story in an actual military context. I'm really enjoying it. I also have a fantasy novel that I am in the process of writing, but it's still only in its first draft and won't be ready to be seen out until much later in the year. I will keep you up to date on that. I have been successful in my target of making at least some progress with it every single day in January, which I'm very happy about. One of the highlights of the month, right at the start of it, was a big family get-together at my brother's house, with all of his children and most of ours, along with their own partners and children. 15 of us in all, and a lovely afternoon, which rounded off the Christmas season in fine style. One of my long-term projects running all of this year is to experiment with new ways to use technology to better maintain relationships with people who I don't get to regularly see face-to-face anymore. This January report is the first fruit of that project. I hope to have more besides to report in a month's time. That's all for now. I love you all. Stay well.